Psst. Hey, check out my Patreon. Link in the description. Bye-bye.
Hello. Welcome to the slightly belated 10K Q&A special. Woohoo! I just want to say, first of all, it's absolutely insane that I got to this point. Like, what? But I am incredibly thankful. I really never thought I would get here, especially not this soon. But I am super thankful. I think I already said that, but whatever. So for this Q&A, I've decided it would be a little off the cuff. I think most of the questions written down. I apologize if I missed yours. But I'm just going to basically answer as many questions as I can. I'm going to put some Minecraft in the background. I thought about putting the PNG tuber from the About Me, but I figured since this was longer, it would just be easier to maybe have something more attention-y, grabby. But I would definitely recommend, like, probably for this video, putting it on the background as you work. I don't know, whatever floats your boat. But yeah, this is just going to be very off the cuff, very freeform, very chill. Cool. Let's get started. Also, I've decided not to include names in these questions because A, some people ask me multiple questions, and B, I don't know, I figured it would be better to just kind of, just do it anonymously. Because it also helps because some people submitted anonymously and some people didn't, so Anyway, onto the questions. The first question, do your characters have any lore? Well, okay, most of my characters' lores are like contained in the videos that they're in, but if you're asking about like Doobie, the Dubious creature avatar specifically, yes, she does. It's unofficial lore. Well, not unofficial, it's official lore, it just hasn't been released yet. But I do have some things in the works. I've been thinking about exploring some of her lore through an original song that I might release, maybe at 20k, depending. I shouldn't make any promises like that. But yes, her name is The Creature, which I think is really funny because if you've been watching those brain rot TikToks, there's a lot of them with that like creepy cow that goes, The Creature. But that's what she goes by. Originally she was going to be named Doobie like I am, but I figured that would get confusing between in character and out of character. So her name is The Creature, and she is followed by a small cast of characters who I'm sure you guys will all meet, maybe in an audio or in some other project later down the line. The next question is, what is the one thing in life that brings you the most joy? That's a really difficult question. The cynic in me wants to say something stupid like 1 trillion beers, but I'm definitely not going to say that. I don't know. Honestly, I have a hard time defining what brings me joy. And I think it's kind of it's a complicated thing, really. But if I had to pick something, I guess it's the fact that I have the opportunity to create things, and having an audience definitely helps, but I think, I don't know, I love writing, I love storytelling, I love voice acting, I love making music, art, all of these things, even just as hobbies. I think it's such an amazing and incredible thing to be able to create, and I don't know, I would argue that it feels like that's what my purpose is, and I want to pursue creation as much as I can because, other than the people in my life, that's really the main thing I care about. Do I plan to pursue any other creative outlets? Well, I already do. I do a lot of art and like music and stuff on the side. Nothing I have really uploaded super publicly. I mean, you can find it if you look. But like, in terms of like stuff for the channel, I've been like toying around with the idea of having like a second non-monetized channel for like covers, or if I get really good at music production, maybe like doing an actual channel dedicated to music because I really care about it. And also when I get a PC, one that can actually run things and won't explode, I'd really love to start streaming. I've always felt like that would be something really fun to do. And maybe have a secondary channel for like gaming or just talking about games or playing games. I don't know. I just figured that would be good. Will I ever do a face reveal? No. Well, okay. I've done like partial I've done like a body reveal kind of, you know. I posted, I don't know how many of you guys know this, but for the 10K, I told my Discord that I would post in a maid dress. Yeah, you know what, I'll put it on screen for those of you who missed it. But I said, if you got me to 10K before the end of the year, I would post in a maid dress. And lo and behold, we got there early. So, you know. But yeah, I've done like a body reveal, but to be honest, I have a really complicated relationship with the way I look. I think, you know, if I'm about to get super real for a second, even though I've been told that I'm attractive by people in my life, I feel like I'm like really ugly. And I definitely think it's like some type of form of body dysmorphia, or I guess it's more facial dysmorphia. I really don't like the way I look. And like it's gotten to the point where like it was hard for me to like go outside, or like, you know, I've really considered plastic surgery for a long time. And I think just at this point, I think that like putting my face online and potentially receiving criticism or feedback, I don't know if I have the heart to stomach it. Like, don't get me wrong, I'd like to think I'm pretty good at like normal critique of like my work or the things I do. You know, I try to take it on the chin, but I think when it gets to like personal appearance, I think it's just a bit of a sore spot for me. So, you know, I'd rather not. I'm super worried about subjecting myself to that sort of thing. And also too, I'm worried that like I'll ruin whatever expectation people have for me, you know? Like, I like, when I used to listen to ASMR, I like that I could kind of imagine any face to the voice, you know? It could be whatever character I wanted to create, really. And I feel like if people started associating my face with my work, it would be, I don't know, I feel like it would kind of take away from the immersion. I don't know, maybe that's just me overthinking it, but yeah. Ooh, favorite video I've recorded. I think, I don't know. I know that it's like my most popular video, so I don't want to say Wolf Girl, but I really liked her character. I don't know, I just felt she kind of came out well, and I guess I just like her. But other than her, what else did I enjoy? This audio wasn't super popular, but I really liked the Tavern Wench. I felt she was kind of like dorky and silly and kind of charming in her own way. And I also really enjoyed the Yandere Siren, because like, you know, I felt like I really liked recording the covers and trying to make them sound dark and harmonic, and you can kind of hear them in the background. I really liked that. Oh, and I really liked Interview with the Vampire, specifically the first part. I really liked writing that song. It was really fun. It was kind of like off the cuff and just made for some like basically GarageBand loops, but I don't know. I really liked it. Are there going to be more collaborations in the future? Yes. I have one I've kind of proposed and is sort of on the way, but you know, I think my issue with collabs is like, it's more so I'm like scared to ask other creators, but I really should get on the ball with that. But yes, there will be more collaborations in the future. Do I play any visual novels? Yes. So I used to be a lot more into them than I am now, to be honest. I don't really play them as much anymore, but you know, I played, I think probably my favorite of all time is one called Our Life Beginning and Always. That one is just so sweet and so wholesome, and Cove is such a well-written character, and you know, he's a male protagonist, so you know, if you don't swing that way, maybe don't, but if you like guys, I think anyone will really love it. The story's just really sweet. You kind of get to grow up with this character, and I don't know, I just think it's really nice. Other than that, back in the day I played Doki Doki, Dream Daddy, Mystic Messenger, and then a bunch of like weird indie ones. I think the most recent one I played was like A Date with Death. That one made me cry. I accidentally got a bad ending because I gave too much of myself away, but you know. Oh man. Which of my characters do I like the most? I think I mentioned this, but definitely probably Wolf Girl or Tavern Wench. And which am I most likely to be friends with? Ooh. Honestly, probably the tomboy from like one of the first audios I did, just because like, I mean, she's kind of just me for real. I feel like we'd have a lot in common, and I don't know, I just feel like we'd get along. Favorite Binding of Isaac character? To be honest, I've never played. If I got like streaming set up, I probably would. I think that'd be fun to stream, but I've never played the game personally, so I can't really answer that. Who are some people I really come to respect in the community? That is a great question. I think I'm pretty open about this, but there have been like several VAs who have kind of helped to like prop me up and get started. To name a few: Vogue Persona, Really Bored ASMR, Mercurius, Phoenix ASMR, Strawman. I don't know, there are so many. Zaylee too, if you've heard her work. I've been able to make friends with so many creators, and I think it's just been a blessing. And, having so many people support me, especially in this line of work, I think is really, really awesome. I don't know. I'm really thankful, I guess. Is there a specific type of character you like to play? I can tell you what I don't like to play. I really don't like to play shy characters. They get on my nerves, especially when I'm editing. Like, don't get me wrong, I think I play them well. It's just, I personally really hate that trope. But, I think in terms of what I like to play, I really like to play kind of down-to-earth characters, especially ones who seem kind of like, maybe mature isn't the word, but, a little bit more well put together. I also really like to play kind of dorky, goofy characters. Like the Moth Girl and the Plague Doctor were like super duper uber fun to play. I was like smiling the whole time. I don't know, I just felt it was fun. What characters do I want to play that I haven't done? Ooh, that's tough. I feel like I've done most of the overall broad types of girl. Types of characters in audio roleplay. But I don't know. I think like the rest is like kind of just, I want to do more accent stuff. I really want to do kind of like a cowgirl character, and I don't know, I want to do different variations of English accents and kind of have characters from all different regions. But that's not really answering that question. I don't know. I think there's like a couple like specific monster girls I want to do. But other than that, I don't know. I feel like what I want to do kind of just depends on the day and the mood I'm in. Favorite kind of cheese? So this is a really interesting question for me because, okay, I really like cheese, but I'm super picky about cheese. And like, I'm going to start with what I hate first, because I guess I'm just a really avid hater. I really hate overly processed artificial cheese that is some kind of bright orange or yellow, like the kind that just looks fake when you look at it. I'm going to be so honest with you. There is nothing you can do to that cow that should make the cheese that color. Like absolutely nothing you do to milk should make it that color, and I think it's an abomination, and it scares me on a genuine level. Like, I remember one time I was visiting this ex of mine, and he decided to take me to In-N-Out with his parents. And I specified, like, please don't get me a cheeseburger because I know the type of cheese they're going to put on it. And then they accidentally got me a cheeseburger, and I really, really didn't want to make a big deal out of it. But I was like, oh my God, this is like my nightmare. So I had to like eat the whole thing and like kind of disassociate because I didn't want to say anything, but like, oh my God, I was so struggling inside because it's like a genuine, like, it's such a fear. I don't know, like, for lack of a better term, it's like an ick. Oh God, I feel like such a Gen Z saying that. Oh, it gives me the ick, but still. But like, in terms of my favorite, I really like Saggio Romano. I really like feta. I don't know. I think I really like hard cheeses. Also really like the kind of British cheddar. I don't like American cheddar. It's a very different thing. But British mature cheddar is really good. I don't know. There's a lot of cheeses I like. I tend to prefer stronger cheeses over harder cheeses. I don't like soft cheese for the most part. There's a couple exceptions. Obviously feta, but yeah, but I think probably those would probably be my favorites for sure. Favorite ASMR tropes? I guess to listen to, I love anything fantasy. Like, to be honest, I can't listen to like regular like boyfriend stuff anymore. I don't want to say I find it boring because that feels a little mean, but like, I don't know. It's like, if I'm imagining myself in a fantasy scenario where I'm like with someone else, like girl or guy. I just really, really can't do like, you know, like your boyfriend or girlfriend or whoever is like baking cookies with you or cuddling after a hard day of work. It's like, ugh, just can't be bothered. I prefer things that have more story and substance. I guess I kind of prefer when the other character is more dominant, I guess. I like to take a passive role when I'm listening. I don't know. I guess maybe I like when people are a little mean to me in audios. Like, that sounds bad, but, you know, I like a grumpy character who has to, like, warm up to me over a series. But I guess on the complete opposite end, I really like super dorky kind of nerdy characters. Like, honestly, I need someone to make an audio where they play someone like Gail Decarios from BG3, like someone who's just kind of dorky and like semi-confident in their nerdy things, but generally kind of bad at like talking to people. Like, I don't know. I guess those are my like favorite tropes. Thoughts on these bugs? And they provided a ladybug, a bumblebee, an ant, and a spider. So, okay. 3 of those bugs I'm kind of neutral on. I'm a little bit scared of bees when they come up to me, but generally speaking, like, I really, really hate killing bugs. I feel so bad for them. I have a genuinely hard time with it, and I think I've been like taking out spiders and other bugs for like ages now. It's just, there's something so, I don't know, I don't like killing bugs. I think they're just trying to survive like I am, and then I get really like in my feels about it, you know. But like, I think, I don't know. And that's, you know, that is kind of for everything except for ants. I don't fear a lot in life, but ants are one of those like horrific fears of mine. Like, oh my god. Have you guys ever seen the way ants like cluster on a piece of food? Or if you leave like a cup out for too long in the summer, you can sometimes get like hordes of ants inside. And oh my god, if you accidentally leave like a can of soda open and you forget about it and you take a drink and your mouth is suddenly full of ants, ugh! God, I hate them. Like the way they like cluster and like shuffle around things. Even outside, like I hate watching ants like crawl all over things in their like little hive. It's like, it like freaks me out. I can't. I just, ugh. And it's like, I don't want to kill them, but if there's like an ant infestation, I guess I have to. But you know, I try to leave them alone, but I hate them. Like, oh my god. Thoughts on cats? Now I'm talking about something I love. I absolutely adore cats. Like, I want one so bad. It's been my dream to own a cat for like the past like, I don't know, like 7 years. I just really, really, really want one. I think they're so wonderful, and I would kill for a cat, to be honest. It's like, obviously I probably wouldn't want one now because, you know, I'm not really in a position to take care of one, but down the line when I have my own place, one of the first things I'm going to get is a cat, provided I can like afford it and take care of it, because I don't want to give the cat like a bad run in life because I'm in a bad place, you know. But yes, I'd love a cat, like more than anything. Who would I like to voice, and who do I think my voice would work for? So in terms of things I'd like to voice, I would really love to do a Riot character, or like, I don't know, something in the Hoyoverse. I think that would be sick. I know that for like Hoyo, I'd probably have to do an American accent, which is fine. But, you know, I think it'd be just so cool to be in one of those video games, especially because I spent so much time on them. Honestly, I just think playing a video game character in general would be like super awesome. Other than that, like maybe being someone in an animated TV series someday, I think that would be so sick. In terms of, on the latter, who do I think my voice would work for? I guess it kind of depends on what voice I'm doing. Generally, I think right now probably characters on the younger side would fit well, because, you know, I think a lot of people tell me I have kind of a youthful voice about me. Maybe not with all the voices I do, but, you know, I think I'm not quite mature enough yet to play some of the like older characters, like 40, 30 plus, I don't know. But, you know, kind of someone youthful, maybe like wide-eyed, I don't know. I can't think of like a specific character my voice would work for. I think when I did Anya for the mouthwashing dub over on Strawman's channel, which I'll put in the card if I can figure out how to do that. I think I played her really well. But other than that, I don't know. Maybe what's the girl's name from Amori? I think it's Aubrey? Yeah, I think I could do her decently well. But yeah, other than that, I don't know. It's kind of hard to like think of a character who doesn't already have an established voice. But you know, I think out of the characters I know who don't have official voices, that would be cool. Actually, I think Anya just got an official voice for some of the commercials, but still. Where do I get my inspiration from? Ooh, I get it from various places. Sometimes it's just stuff that comes to mind that I want to do. Sometimes it's suggestions from you guys. Sometimes it's other YouTube videos that I've either listened to or I've looked at the title and been like, ooh, that's a good prompt. Or sometimes I get them from ASMR Script Haven over on Reddit, which is a great site if you're looking to like start getting into script writing or VA work. You know, I think if you're looking to get into ASMR, that's a great resource and I would definitely recommend checking it out. How old are you? I am 20. I turned 20 last month on the 22nd. Why do we park on driveways and drive on parkways? I raise you. Why do we cook bacon but bake cookies? Some food for thought on that one. When did you realize you loved to write and how did you find out you have the talent for it? So I think my issue with that question is that it assumes that I think I have the talent for it, which I don't. I honestly think I'm quite amateur as a writer, but I write because I like it, not because I'm good at it. And I'm always working on my craft and working on my pieces. But, you know, I think I'm honestly a much better editor than I am a writer. I think it's much easier to kind of look at somebody else's work and be able to see things that they can improve on rather than like scrutinize your own work. Because I think for me, I get so caught up in trying to make like a really good product that it actually causes me to stagnate because I'm so concerned about getting like this amazing thing out there that I'm not actually writing. It's kind of this vicious cycle. But I don't know. I think I've definitely come a long way from when I've started writing. I've kind of kept all of my like short story pieces over the years and unfinished writings, and it's sometimes cool to like go back and see how I've improved. But you know, in terms of when I started, I think I first realized I had a passion for it in like the 3rd grade. So I was over in the US and we had to write a story, an original story based on like I think it was on Native American culture. And the story I wrote was like shit, obviously. But it really made me realize that I really liked making stories, and then I just kept doing it. And to be honest, I think I have a lot of that writing saved. Maybe one day down the line, if I branch out from ASMR, I'll do a video reviewing my old writing. But you know, I've been writing since a very young age, probably like basically since I gained sentience as a person, I guess I feel like I've been writing. When did I begin acting? So acting for me kind of begun when I got really into, I think it was at first when I was like listening to ASMR, but also when I started playing like D&D. So there was this group I used to be a part of that was like this kind of online roleplay thing. And I had been used to roleplay through text. I used to be quite the avid text role player back in the day because I used to love to write stories with other people. But, you know, as I kind of got more into looking at communities, I found this one that was half text, half voice acted. And there would be these like kind of little sessions where characters would get together and have little voice acted kind of one shots. And then we'd all go back to like text role play and kind of the ambience of the world. To make this clearer, it was set in a school and the sessions were like the in-person classes. And then in between you would get to like, you know, look around like the halls or, you know, get to shenanigans and see who was online and do something like off the cuff. It was actually a really cool structure. But, you know, I started voice acting then because I had more than one character and I really wanted to sound distinct and emotionally weighted. So I really started practicing there because, you know, I really felt I wanted to be able to like express different things my characters were going through in real time. And also, you know, listening to ASMR, I was like, ooh, I really like the ones that include a lot of acting and emotional depth, so I'm going to try and mimic those. What genres do I like to write? So as a writer in my like personal writing, like in my personal fiction, I really like to write anything super dark. I'm currently working on a sci-fi dystopian. I just like anything that doesn't, I don't know. I think I'm a relatively, I don't want to say depressing person, but I think I've gone through a lot, and I really like for my writing to kind of reflect some of the things I've like thought about. And I think I gravitate towards darker ideas, and I really like dark stories, so I try to kind of write that. I guess beyond that, I really like sci-fi. Well, to be honest, this is my first sci-fi work, and it's not usually a genre I'm interested in, but this particular setting I think fit really well. Sorry, this particular story I think fit really well in a cyber setting. But usually I write like fantasy, I think. Yeah, I don't really like things set... Well, that's not true. I am cool to write things in the modern day, especially if they're kind of introspective and dark. But, you know, I think generally speaking, I have a preference for fantasy. Why did I start making ASMR, and what do I like about making ASMR? So I think for me, I guess it was something I listened to for a while, but I kind of fell out of the habit of. But then recently I realized I really liked voice acting, and I wanted an outlet to be able to do it and kind of grow an audience. And I really like storytelling as well. And so I felt kind of making ASMR content and kind of voice acting these stories and seeing how far I could take either script reading or more commonly improvisation. I don't know. I felt like it was something I just really wanted to do. And so I kind of did. I think my first video, I was like, I'm going to try ASMR. And then I think that first video didn't get a lot of views at first. And then I tried it again, didn't get a lot of views. And then the one after that started, I think it did pretty well. And then I was like, you know what, I'm just going to keep going with this and try to keep consistent. Which leads into the next question. How do I find time to make videos? I sacrifice a lot of my free time to be able to do it. To be honest, like, especially during university days, when I'm not studying or doing schoolwork actively, I am just recording and editing and recording and editing. Sometimes it's kind of draining, but, you know, I think having something to work on kind of helps to ground me. And also, like, you know, having something consistent, I guess, leaves me with purpose, especially when there's not much else to do. So, you know, it gets stressful, but this is kind of like the main source of where my extra time goes. To be honest, I would really like to have more free time, but, you know, I really want to establish an audience and hopefully be able to do this for a living someday. So, you know, I'm working really hard to kind of lay that groundwork and make good content for everyone. So yeah. Any future long-term big projects? So I kind of mentioned this. I really want to do some more lore stuff for my character, the creature. I keep wanting to call her Doobie, but that's not her name anymore. Maybe, like, you guys can help me give her a name. But I really want to do long-term stuff for that. And then I've been kind of thinking, I've been floating around with the idea of having like a choose-your-own-adventure type story where I would have like multiple characters that you could romance in one series. And it would kind of be this like long-form thing. And at the end, you would pick your ending. I thought that would be kind of cool. But that would be a little hard to pull off, and I'd have to do it like way in advance. Other than that, you know, I'm always looking for more collaborations. If you're an ASMR artist, particularly if you focus on femme content and you want to collab, you know, hit me up. My DMs are always open. But generally speaking, yeah, I'd love to do more collabs. Other than that, I have some projects I'm working on, but I can't share yet because they haven't been announced yet. But I've been working on some series on the side. And this isn't really ASMR related, but I have a couple art things I need to do first, but eventually I'm going to start pivoting towards, like, I have this idea of, like, I want to start, like, trying to get custom art for my like, works. And so I've been thinking about, like, basically kind of drawing a bunch of faces for myself in different poses and giving them some, like, giving myself, like, adjustable... How do I describe it? Like, ways to add on different clothing and different accessories for the setting. So, like, the idea is to basically have, like, a couple base poses, and then if I need, I can add demon horns to one to make it a demon girl audio, or I can add wings to another one and it's a harpy audio, you know? Just little things like that to kind of, like, be able to, like, keep consistent uploads and not have to wait on art while also, like, still having custom art. I would like to obviously draw every thumbnail from scratch, but, you know, realistically, I just don't have that kind of time, especially not right now. Maybe once I'm done with university I can, but, you know, I'm looking, I don't know, I just think it would be really cool to move to custom art. And so I'm starting to like prep for that, but I've got a couple other projects I have to do first before I can like focus on that. What do I dislike about making ASMR? To be honest, not really. Okay, well, that's not true. There's nothing specific, I should say, but to be honest, doing this all the time and not having a ton of free time, I'm not gonna lie, it does kind of lead to burnout. And a lot of people ask me, like, how do I stay motivated and how do I prevent burnout? And to be honest, I don't. I very often get burned out doing this, but I think what keeps me going is less about, like, motivation specifically and more like responsibility. I think I'm someone who works under structure, and while I have fun with this job a lot of the time, sometimes it does get stressful. And, you know, I think I have deadlines I have to meet, and I think just, to be honest, I think part of content creation is kind of just pushing through and continuing to create even through those slumps. And sometimes you're going to make audios that you're not exactly proud of, or you're not going to think the soundscaping is super good, or you're going to think your acting was a little meh. And it's going to be okay, you know. Like, it happens. The best thing to do is to just kind of keep pushing and just keep trying to make it easy on yourself, but also just keep trying to create. Because honestly, doing something is always better than doing nothing. And at the end of the day, I want to create, and I want to create consistently. And even if sometimes it gets a little hard, I really like doing this. So, you know, I'm willing to kind of push through those hard times, those times where I don't really like what I'm doing, to kind of get a good end result. Are there going to be more Beast/Monster Girl audios? Yes! I really like doing Monster Girls. I think they're so fun, especially when I get to give them like a cool voice or more like growls or special effects. I don't want to like overload with Monster Girl audios because, you know, I want to keep my niche generally fantasy, and, you know, I don't want to do Monster Girls all the time, but there are definitely going to be, Monster Girls are going to be a recurring thing on my channel. Do I have any favorite OCs that I've had over the years? So, I have a couple. One of them is this girl named Rain, who I've had since I was like 9, and she's gone through a lot of changes. To be honest, I don't know where I would make this. It'd have to be on the second channel, like a couple of years down the line, but I would love to go through the progression of her character design and her character overall. I think that would just be so fun. But other than her, there was this one character, his name was Salem. He was this vampire hunter turned vampire who then became an alcoholic and was really depressed and cynical. He was so sassy. Like, he was quite literally the definition of sassy man apocalypse, and there was just something about his attitude that I always found really fun. Another character I really liked goes by the name of Lloyd. He's I feel bad because I feel like my whole story around him is basically just continuously like putting him through various pieces of abuse, but he's a very gentle person, and I think he's a great juxtaposition in the setting he's in. And I think he has some good morals that are like he's forced to go against, especially like because of the people he loves. And it's this very complicated, kind of beautifully dark story, and I don't know, I really liked him. I don't know, there's just been so many characters over the years, it's hard to like pick. I had another one named Silas. He was this kind of really dorky, this is kind of embarrassing, he was a My Hero Academia OC, and his quirk was bartending, and there was this constant thing where like, so he can produce like, he can make people feel drunk, and he could also like, he had these like alcohol jet stream things, and that was kind of his whole ability. And like, you know, throughout the series there was this constant thing of him like kind of feeling useless because it wasn't a very like powerful power. But you know, he was just a silly goofy guy for real, and I don't know, I just really liked him. He was really fun. Do I have any experience with DMing? And if so, what's my favorite campaign I've run? So, yes, I have experience with DMing, but like, I'm not gonna lie, I am like God's most faker DM ever. Like, I am bullshitting 100% of my campaigns all the time. But I think in terms of ones I've run, my favorite was this one-on-one with my friend that's still ongoing, where we kind of it's this kind of like political power campaign. Me and this friend kind of we don't mind the combat in D&D, but we have a much more fun time with like role play and really getting into characters. So, you know, it's kind of this like really dark political campaign story where it's this noble person trying to kind of like ascend the ranks, basically. I don't know, that was probably one of my favorites. Other than that, I didn't get to finish this, but I was running like a school-based session, and there was this really dark plot line with this like cult that was like infesting the school, and it was just really dark and morbid, and there were like all these little like side quests, and there were characters who were getting corrupted by the cult. I felt like that was really fun. But other than that, I think those are probably my favorites for sure. The other campaigns I liked, but I wasn't a super fan of, and I think going forward I'm trying to be more structured and have a proper plot outline for my games, but you know, I'm an improviser. That's kind of my thing, so you know, it's very, very, I don't know. What sort of stuff do I like creating? I don't know. Honestly, I like drawing and playing and writing, like kind of people. I like just exploring people. I don't know. Particularly when it comes to drawing, I really like drawing like characters, but I've been trying to move into backgrounds and stuff lately, kind of push the envelope. Would I ever do audios about pre-existing characters? I've thought about it, but I don't know. If there was like something really popular or something on big demand, I probably would. Like, I briefly thought about doing like an arcane audio, but like, I don't know. I feel like it's just not my usual thing. And something I hate in ASMR is when someone does a character and they don't sound anything like the character. It's like, if there are slight differences, sure, but I don't like when the voice is not the voice of the character. It just bothers me. And so it's like, it would have to be someone I'm really confident in doing an impression of. Grammar, Jesus. I used to be able to do like Fischl from Genshin and Amber from Genshin and Zhongling from Genshin and Sucrose from Genshin. I used to play a lot of Genshin. I played it on release. But, you know, I'd have to really study the character, and it'd have to be probably someone who had a lot of demand for them. But I don't know. There hasn't been a character that's really spoken to me to want to do yet. But the answer is maybe. If enough people wanted someone specific, I would do it. Can I cook/bake? Okay, it's complicated. I think my food comes out pretty good, but my issue is that I always manage to injure myself when cooking, no matter what. Like, I'm just a very clumsy person, and there have been so many times where I've like touched the oven like barehanded because like I'm like, oh, it's not gonna hurt that bad. It'll be quick, and then I always just burn myself, or I'll like be like trying to take something out and I'll like slip and it'll be bad. I'm just a clumsy person, but I think the actual food comes out good. What's my favorite animal and what do I like about them? Anteaters, and I like their snoot. I don't know. That's a really bad answer. I like how silly they are, I guess. They're just silly little guys. There's nothing more to it than that. How would I rate myself from Skibbity to Rizzler? To be honest, my form of Riz is just being really genuine with people and being really forward. I'm so bad at subtlety and I'm so bad at flirting that I don't even bother, because I'm like really bad at picking up signals. I am super duper dense, so I just need things spelled out for me or else I'm not going to understand. So usually my Riz is like, hey, I think you're really hot or cool or like sick. Would you want to get to know each other? Something like that. I just try to be really forward and just open about my feelings, and I don't really think that counts as Riz. I would honestly say I'm probably more Skibbity than Rizzler. I think I would call, would I consider myself a Sigma? That's the real question. I'm going to say no. What would I consider myself? I would consider myself, I don't know if this is on the scale. I think I would be a level 3 Gyat out of Well, actually, that sounds bad. I'm not a 3 out of 10 on the GAT scale. I don't know. This is tough. Like, when I said level 3 GAT, I was thinking about that one Fortnite kid. He's like, level 1 GAT. And then he, like, goes on from there. And it's like, I think the end is like, I don't know. I think number 2 is like, GAT sighting, GAT sighting. I don't know if anyone knows this video I'm talking about. It's like a little British kid on Fortnite, I think. I don't know.
Level 1 GAT. Embarrassing. Level 2 GAT. Oh, I gat something in my eye. Level 3 GAT. Chat, this is a rare GAT sighting. This is a rare GAT sighting.
How do I continue to live like a crazy person? I don't know. I think just live your life how you want to, I guess. That's all anyone can do. I think trying to put yourself in a box is just going to make you miserable. Do I plan on releasing some audios to Spotify? If I can figure it out, I probably will. But I don't know. I'd have to look into it. I would be down to if people want me to, but I don't know. What degree am I getting in university? I am getting an English degree with creative writing. If the ASMR thing doesn't pan out, I really want to be an author. And if I can't be an author, I want to be an English teacher. So, it's just from there. And yeah, I think that's all the questions. I had a quick comb through my comment section to see if I missed any. I think I got them all, but if I missed your comment, I am so sorry. I'll try to include it in the next one. Just bug me. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. This was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed the Minecraft if you watched it, but if not, I hope you guys just have a great day, and I love you all. Thank you for everything. It's been genuinely incredible, and I can't believe I'm here. And, I'm going to keep trying to grind out content and keep trying to, chase this dream. Thank you all so much. You mean the world. Bye-bye.